So when I look at the minimum viable product, I think going back to our own experience while we were building the product, we went to the customers with one very strong offering, which worked really well for them, which was the main reason why they wanted to, purchase our solution. They felt wowed by it. It was the whole idea of running a, loyalty program just with your phone and nothing else. We did not have a big story around a whole bunch of other things that we do today. But I think what was very critical was that one particular thing that we sold to the customer was end to end. We didn't tell them that, we can only service this kind of customers, we can only handle this kind of stuff. It was end to end in that particular one story. Although on the back end there was a lot of shortcuts that we made. We had a lot of things that I myself am not proud of. But I think it was required at that time because we did not have the time to build. We didn't have 2 years to build the product. We got it all together in about 2 to 3 months. So what I would say is, it's very critical to have at least one end-to-end user stories which solves a really important problem for the customer, and the customer really feels yes, they need it. There might be other things that you put on your roadmap and you say that we'll do this 6 months down, we'll do this a year down. But that one story has to be really strong. It has to be end to end, at least from where the customer is looking at it. If you looked at, let's say you look at Google, if Google had gone and said that with our first version of the search engine, you can only search travel sites or you can only search Wikipedia, it doesn't work. I mean, nobody will go search on Google. You've got to have everything end to end, even though the quality of search is something that gets improved on the roadmap. The amount of depth you go into websites goes into the roadmap, but it has to be end to end because the customer is not going to come to your site again if the experience for them is not complete and it solves a real problem. So I think net, what you got to do is build something that solves a real problem in an end to end fashion. On the back end, you may take a lot of hits, you may take a lot of shortcuts, you may not worry about scale, you may not worry about feature completeness, you may not worry about the best and the correct way of doing things, but on the front end, it has to be end to end.